Hey y'all, how you doing today? The other day, V and I were headed to Highway 50 up Interstate 95, and I don't even know how it appeared there so quickly, but there was a white Ford truck. I don't know why it's always a white Ford truck. There was a white Ford truck that was just constantly trying to pass me from the time we got on 46 all the way to Highway 50. Constantly trying to pass me, yet they weren't going faster than me, and they kept they would go off to the far right lane to try to, they were just being retarded. So I was trying to give these people some room, but I didn't want them in front of me either. And they weren't going faster, so it was just an odd situation. And we get closer to the off ramp for Highway 50, and there was a white car in front of me and just more cars. And because of that truck, I was still in the I was in the middle lane. And then somehow or another, there appeared this giant electrician's ladder laying open on the ground. I don't know, I don't even understand how the white car that was directly in front of us never swerved, never did anything like that, but yet right behind the bumper of that car appeared this ladder. You know, I'm not sure if it was an 8 or 10. I'm pretty sure it was a 10. It wasn't I don't think it was an 8 foot, because it was, 2 foot in the other lane, yet almost all the way across ours. So it was probably a 10 or 12 foot ladder, something like that. It definitely wasn't an 8 footer. And it was the electrician's ladder, so it was the heavier version of the ladder. And it was laid on its side, fully extended open. And like I said, the car that was directly in front of me, it never swerved or anything like that. I know it didn't fall off that car, but yet there it was behind that car. So I immediately diverted. The truck came up on 2 wheels and bop, bop, bop. Recovered that, surprisingly. Of course, it went the other way. On this side, I've got a big white semi, and there was just cars everywhere. There was semi. It was crazy. Again, I don't know how that ladder was where it was without other people in front of me crashing into it. But anyway, when I diverted to the left and the truck, it smashed out the front light. But the wheel was turned, of course, because I was trying to miss it. So the wheel was turned as the ladder hit and folded up into the truck, all up under it. It's been a week and I still haven't gotten out here to see what all the damage was. I know it busted the light. It busted it on the front, and it also busted it from the back. It did something to the electrical connection. Probably just the light being broken, so it's got the turn signal system messed up. But she drove it. It seemed okay. We got where we were going. We came home. It was hopping a little bit more than normal, because there's a vibration between a certain mile per hour, because the tire needs to be balanced again. No big deal, but just I'm super sensitive to that stuff because I was raised in an auto shop, and that kind of stuff bugs me. So anyway, the tire was turned when it hit the ladder, and when it hit the ladder, So I'm about to have to see what all damage was done. I didn't see any physical damage to the tire, so I don't know where the vibration's coming from. She said the truck was also missing. When she called me the next day coming from town, I asked her to pull over and check, make sure there was oil in it, so it didn't, make sure didn't drag the oil plug out or something like that. Because you know, those electricians' ladders are pretty hefty. They have to be. And I mean, I have one, and I have a painter's ladder and an electrician's ladder, and they are very different. Even though they're the same size, they're very different ladders. So I've got to get under here and figure out what all happened to the truck. Because as you can see, she takes spectacular care of her truck. And honestly, I wish that we had been in mine. Mine is the work truck. It's got the dog hair in it and all that. So the dogs aren't allowed in her truck. It's not a work truck. You know, this is her personal vehicle. Mine is where all the dirty stuff happens, when the dogs ride in and all that stuff. So, had we been in mine though, I would have had the video footage of what exactly happened. I will be putting a camera in hers. There's no question about that, because that, just the way it happened was stunningly freaky. There was a white car 3-4 car lengths ahead of me, 4 or 5 car lengths maybe, and it never swerved or anything, yet that ladder was wide open covering our lane. So things like that just are crazy. The week of my 10th anniversary of my motorcycle wreck, which was in January, first week of January actually, there was almost a very bad crash that would have been 60, 65 miles an hour to a dead stop. And luckily the other driver did exactly the right thing, which allowed me the 1/4 of an inch to not hit him and divert away. And when I came home, I was pretty shaken up from that. I don't get scared in the moment or freak out or anything like that. I'm just not trained to be that way, and I'm just not made that way. But that one rattled me. Not in the moment, but on the way home, I was like, holy shit, almost 10 years to the day, and I almost just got completely obliterated again. This has happened to me several times in my life. I've spent half of my, almost 53 years recovering from people hitting me, doing stupid shit that just was not necessary. I don't know what causes those kinds of things, but I'm not down for that again. I've crawled out of a wheelchair 3 good times. From what should have kept me crippled up for the rest of my life. My lumbar spine's been crushed. It was crushed when I was 16. My hips were broken then. I didn't get any medical treatment for that. I went on with life after that. The doctors, when I got hit in 98, because that was in 86, when I got hit in 98, the doctor asked me, when did your lumbar spine get crushed? I was like, what? He said, your entire lumbar spine was crushed and your hips were broken. What do you mean, what? I said, oh, that must have been the motorcycle wreck when I was 16. He was flabbergasted that I had just gone on with life. So in 98 it happens again. I get smashed. 2002, almost to the day of the 98 crash, I'm a passenger in a truck. We're sitting at a red light going back to work. I had been back to work a total of 5 or 6 days after the prior crash, and we get rear-ended by a lady in a brand new giant big 4-door Ford pickup truck King Ranch thing, and that put me down for a little bit longer. But there's been several times that just weird shit has happened to me and caused me horrific injuries. And this one, this has been 10 years since that one. I mean, I begged them to cut my leg off. I begged them because, I mean, now I'm glad they didn't, but for 8 of the last 10 years, I was not, and I could have been physically much better than I was had I not had it. Honestly, from the knee down, it would have been in a lot of ways better, but it is what it is. And you know, they say, oh, you're never going to be able to fix that. I'm not supposed to have a calf muscle and all that stuff. It doesn't work right, but it, you know, I can stand on it and get around. It took a long time, long time. Very, you know, I've had my back crushed and my hips crushed and things like that, and severe head trauma, and my neck I've been ripped up so many times. Not to mention all the stuff that, you know, sports and martial arts and, you know, heavy duty. I don't do anything lightly. I really don't. Drive it like you stole it, I reckon. But anyway, it was just a odd, very, very odd thing. And the truck seemed to be okay that day. The truck seemed to be all right. We didn't roll in either direction, thank God. And again, I wish we had been in my truck, but we weren't. So I don't have the footage of it, and I don't have the ability to go back and look and see what the hell happened. It's just whatever's in the mind is there, and I've got to figure out what happened to her truck. I have been dreading this, and I haven't felt really great the last week, so I didn't. If I'm not in the right mindset to do something, I can do anything. I can do anything I want to do. Just sometimes not when I want to do it. And, you know, that's just how it is. So I work around that. But today, I feel like I can probably handle looking at the truck and seeing if I can figure out what's going on. Because I didn't see any actual damage, but now I've got to crawl under this thing and figure out if I can take care of it or not. So here we go with that.
Woo-wee, the puppy is short. The puppy is short, buddy. Puppy is short.
Haven't lost any oil. Thank God for that. Haven't lost any power steering fluid. Please God, still have all the transmission. Come on, buddy. There we go. Oh, we still have transmission fluid. Woohoo! That's a plus. Put that baby back there in there. And we still have all the oil. Wow, we even still have all the water. Oh, thank God. Woo, no fluid loss. That is a super big plus. Yes, it is. super awesome that we don't have any fluid loss. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm crawling around. Let me get a piece of cardboard. I don't really want to help see all that. Hey, can you give me one of the big cardboards out back, one of the cleanest ones? I saw two of them maybe, I don't know. Well, let's straighten out that steering wheel. Straight. Well, front tire straight now. Let's see about this one. Oh, yeah. Not quite, are you, baby? Not where you're supposed to be. You definitely are not. So, as soon as she gets a piece of cardboard out here, I'm gonna crawl up under there and see what the hell happened.
Mine's a little wet. Too much dark?
Thank you. I can already see that your left front wheel is not straight. Or your right, I should say your right front. So, see how that one's, I got it straight. This one is kicked out that way a little bit, which, yeah, would make sense for the way the ladder crimps up under there. You do have all your fluids. You've got water, transmission fluid, oil, and power steering fluid. So none of that was broken. And I am so thankful for that. But maybe you could come out and give me a hand.
What are you gonna do?
I want you to be out here to give me a hand if I need it. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Some damage there. Oh, one fluid I didn't check is brake fluid. Please tell me you didn't do that. This son bitch is built tough, I'll give it that. I can't believe it didn't rip the radiator out. I will be putting your skid plates back on. I don't see anything on it. Thank God that was. Oh, that's all I did. grease gun and greaser fittings. What happened to make that tire push in? I don't understand what did that, because I don't see any damage. I don't see any actual damage.
Maybe it's because it was thrown out of alignment.
Well, it's definitely got thrown out of alignment. What was happening when you were driving?
Well, it was going like,
Was the tire popping?
no, I didn't feel the tire popping.
Popping.
I don't know. I felt like it was coming from the engine because the way it was acting when I was giving it gas.
Okay. What was happening there?
Sounded like it was out of time.
Okay.
Like, almost like if it was worse, it would have cut out on me or something. But not. All I had to do was let up off the gas and it would run okay. It would just kind of vibrate or something.
Well, luckily the mid skid plate was still on it. I am going to put your skid plates back on, but I need to change the oil and stuff first. I don't see any damaged wiring or anything unplugged. I shockingly don't see any damage. But your wheel is definitely, what happened is the front of the tire hit that ladder and it, pow, I mean it just, the outside of this I think took most of the damage and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rolled the ladder over and stuff. I don't see any damage on the tire itself, which I find shocking.
I'd say by the look of that hook thing, I mean, and the bumper thing being broken and split,
Yeah, what happened
I
is,
think it hit that steel hook underneath there because it's bent. I think that took the most of the brunt. It
we
looks,
damn sure did in that, yeah, you're right about that. And that's the only thing that saved your radiator from getting just broke off right there. You're right about that. It damn sure bent the shit out of that. I can see that it took the bolt out right there too. I want to take this off. I'll need a little flathead screwdriver. Will you grab the, just grab my tool bag. Which one is it? Fuck. I'll get it. Ugh. I don't know where to send you exactly. Everything's so swelled out. light off of here because it is busted. Busted all to hell. So I have to get there's the clip broke off of it. Yeah, it does. Okay, Bubs.
Come here, Romeo.
Go get them dogs, please. Please go
Chee
get the
Chee,
dogs.
Romeo.
There we go. Got that off. I'm gonna cover that up and zip tie that up. Hey, will you please put them up on the porch?
Yeah, come here, guys. Come.
It knocked the light bulb out of it. Knocked the light bulb out, baby. Alright. I guess I'll have to continue this in a little while.
Well, we got a good start.
Yeah, I'm happy that there's fluids in it.